Oh, how you doing all? Still working in this heat. I'm on this roof doing these two dormers today, and it is hot, but it won't take too much longer and I'll be done. Let me just go back to show you where I am. Walking the plank from the thing. I've got to be an idiot really. Hold on, let me take it back. So 1, 2 dormers. I'm only doing what I can reach. I can't get too far into there. So yeah, walking the plank. Lovely view though, look. Very nice there. So yeah, I can't really get up into them, under them corners, so I'm just doing the faces and what I can reach. So. I suppose these are baby dragonflies because we're near water. I don't know if that tail's got a sting in it. You see how big they are, look. Really cool. They're really cool. Oh, guess what I did? I was really trying to get myself up there, but I couldn't, so I put a board across here and then a board off that going out to the tiles, and I was standing on that and it slipped. Absolutely cracked myself, and then it cracked a couple of tiles, but lucky enough this is one of them houses where they've got spares of everything, so put them back in there. Good as new. Right, all, it is absolutely boiling over here. It's currently Saturday during this heat wave and I'm doing this outside stuff, so you can see I'm tanning up nicely, ready for my holiday. So let's turn you around and just show you a bit of progress what's going on here. Right, so them tops are done. All I've got to do is gloss these low level fascias. The front door has had 2 glosses now. That's coming out nice considering that was bare wood. So the door was like this sort of oaky grain, and then it's had 2 undercoats, 2 glosses, all proper Dulux Weather Shield oil, and that is looking fan-dabby-dozy. So yeah, I'm happy just to go with 2 on that. I think that's getting a lot of shine off it, but when you get up close, like it's all right, it's good. So that's that, and then we move around the house. It's the second one all done, shiny. So I've got a couple more days here if I need it, so no pressure on here at all. And then this back door has had an undercoat and a gloss, and that is looking fan-dabby-dozy. I'm pleased with that. That's been good actually. That's had 1 undercoat and 1 gloss, and I think I'm going to call it good with that because I've got to shut the door tonight, so I don't want to start putting more on it because it's drying off, just tacking off nicely. And then around here we've got tomatoes. So on the roof, dormers are now done. I've replaced some cracked tiles. I tried to get myself right in up there and I just couldn't, and I put the board across and no one's ever going to see it, but you can see it close when you're up there. So I put the board right across and it slipped a bit and I cracked a couple of tiles, but lucky enough in the shed over there there's spares of all this sort of stuff. So anyway, that's the 2 dormers done, and then so I've got this low level fascia all the way around, which is nothing really. I've just stuck the weather bar on there. Looks a bit ropey at the minute because I've had to put some foam behind it because the door it's got a big kink in it at that end that it was throwing it off, so it had a bit of a gap. So I put some foam down it, which I'll cut back, and then that'll all be filled, undercoated, and then that can have a gloss then. And after that, really, like I say, it's just these low level stuff, a bit round the front door to do. But yeah, so fingers crossed by the end of tomorrow, which is Sunday, I shall be done and chill. And if any of you are wondering why I keep saying tomatoes, do yourself a favour if you like anything comedy wise and watch This Country with it's Curtin and Kerry Mucklow. They've got quite popular now, them two. She has anyway, but it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It's like a fly on the wall documentary of these sort of brother and sister that live out in Shropshire or something like that. Absolutely fantastic, a real good laugh. Now it is hot, don't get me wrong, it is very hot out here, but I'll never moan about it, ever. I'd rather have this than the winters that come and your fingertips are dropping off and your toes are sort of like numb and you're just cold and freezing and you just want to get indoors and wrap up. So as hot as it is out here, it's never that bad, not in England, you know. We've got a few days of it. But yeah, I love it, absolutely love it. It's quite energising, really. Look, I'll show you how much I love it. I'm sitting here in what it is, 30, 40 degree, I don't know, 40 degree, 26, 27 degree, with a nice cup of tea. Absolutely cracking, man. There's someone, start again. There's someone in a house over there drilling something. It sounds like they're drilling something like, I don't know, concrete or something hard. And it sounds like they've got an old percussion drill, you know, that sort of scream. I mean, what's he all about? He wants to get himself an SDS. Put the old percussion away, mate. You want an SDS? Do that. The old percussion ain't going to touch that. What plugs are you using in the old curtain pole, mate? You using the old brown plugs? Using brown plugs? They're too big brown plugs. They're with brown plugs. Because if you go too big, you can't go smaller. Do you know what I mean? If you start off with the yellow ones, you can go bigger. You can go to red. You can go to browns from there, mate. Simple, isn't it? Put the old percussion away, Drew. Put the old percussion. You want SDS for that, mate? You don't want to touch it. Old percussion, you won't touch it, mate. You want SDS for that. Where'd you get your old drill bits, mate? Home base? Oh, you don't want to get them from home base, mate. No, it's soft. They won't go for that home base. No, you want to get them like a proper tool shop, do you know what I mean? Hardened steel. Like a coal bolt bit, do you know what I mean? Them old home base ones, I ain't going to touch it, mate. What's that? Is that a screwdriver? Where'd you get that Christmas cracker? God, what's you like, eh? You don't want one of them. You not got a power screwdriver? What about a Yankee? You got to have a Yankee in you. You know, you pump it at the old Yankee. Ain't you got a Yankee? Oh, are you some sort of muppet or what? You got to have a Yankee, mate. Put that one up. I'll go and get my box. I'll come over and help you. So what, you got 3 curtain posts to put up? Whew, I can't help you with that, mate. Actually, I better not, mate, because our back's been playing up a bit anyway. Missus is calling me for dinner now. Anyway, take care, mate. If you want to borrow anything, you know what I mean. As I'm sure you've all guessed by now, there's not a lot of work content to film today. Just painting and stuff like that. It's not interesting enough to film, I don't think. Not for me. If you want to watch painting, there's plenty of other great decorating channels out there and painting channels. So I'm just sort of filling up time again, really, like I did yesterday, I suppose. So thanks to any of you that are still watching. And if you haven't already subscribed, you know, I really would appreciate it if you would. I'm still low down in the subscribers. I know other blokes that have started doing the plastering channels have sort of not rocketed, but they're doing a lot better than me. So if you can subscribe, just push the button. You don't have to ever watch me again. You might enjoy some of the stuff I do. There will be obviously more work content. It's just working outside in this heat painting. It's hard to film anyway because you're balancing on things, and it's just not content in my eyes. So there will be obviously lots more plastering coming up. Just got quite a lot of outside work at the minute. I've got a load of inside work to do, so there will be more. But if you could give it a little thumbs up or a subscribe, I would generally be really appreciative of that, because it does help. I'm trying to get to that magic number of 1,000 subscribers. Because once you hit 1,000 subscribers, I don't know if you know this as watchers, let me sit down. But once you hit 1,000 subscribers and you accumulate 4,000 hours of watched videos that you put over the course of a year, then you become monetized. And I've got no illusions that I'm going to make money out of this. You know, I might make 20 or 30 quid a month if I get a few views. But it was just a little thing I'd set myself to sort of, you know, say, I wonder if I could make a penny out of YouTube. I just had this little sort of vision. I wonder if I could do that. Because I sat there watching people like myself for years, and I used to think, oh, they're really good, you know, they do all this filming, the editing, how do they find time? And I soon realised that they're only doing what I do, really, and I like mucking about with editing software and stuff, so I thought I'd give it a go. So anyway, that's just why I'm asking for more subscribers, really. If I could hit that magic 1,000, then YouTube monetises me. And I'll tell you about it once I get monetized. You know, I'll give you a monthly breakdown of if there is any earnings out of it, just so you can see what can be done on here. And you know, not everyone that's earning money off YouTube is probably earning a lot of money, but even if it just pays for a bit of time doing these videos. But no, actually, I don't want money for anything. I just enjoy doing it. That's the whole point. I enjoy it. If I never make a penny, I'll still carry on doing the videos. But it would just be an interesting thing to think, oh, I could make a sideline out of filming myself doing what I'm doing. It's just, I don't know, it's just a challenge. It's a bit of a dream, really. You know, I come from old school background where you could never imagine that you could film yourself at work and people would watch you and you might earn money out of people watching you work. It still bugs my head now. It's still like, wow, does that really happen? Obviously, for a lot of the younger guys, they've been brought up with it. It's just natural. They're brilliant at it, and they're really sharp, and they got all the good cameras, and they know exactly what to say, and a lot of them are earning fortunes. But for an old fart like me, if I had £1 put in my bank by YouTube, that would be a little, yep, that's a little dream come to reality there. So anyway, if you could subscribe once again, I'm not going to keep begging, but I would absolutely love it. Thank you. So when I started doing this and preparing, I unscrewed all the little lights around here because I wanted to do it properly and get underneath. And the one down here, when we tested it, it wasn't working, so I thought it was just a case of screwing it back up and it'll work in case there was anything loose. I screwed it up, it didn't work. So then I undid it again and then took the cover off to see if the bulb was gone, and the wires were loose. And the light wires touched and popped and made me jump, and I dropped the light fitting, and it had this great big glass thing in it, and it smashed everywhere. I should have just painted random, but I've ordered a new one from Toolstation, I think, similar. The woman doesn't, you know, she's good as gold, she's not bothered. It bothers me more. But it just shows you, you know, he's just trying to get, instead of just getting a brush around it, I thought, no, I'll undo it all, do it all properly and paint underneath it and then put the light back and it's all nice and neat. That backfired, didn't it? Okay, let's put you on my head and see what we can pick up. Oh God, my head's all sweaty. Right, see if this will hold. Right, can of Coke, you see that? Right, so I can't go home until the two doors, the back door and the front door, are dry enough to shut. I would dearly love to go home now, but I can't really, so it forces me to keep working, which is good because I'll have a shorter day tomorrow. Now you can see what I'm doing here. I've just got these runs of soffits, and they've all had a wash down and a little rub down earlier. Well, not earlier, a couple of days ago. And to be honest, I am not trying to make these anything special at all. So any comments about bodging, you're welcome, because all comments are welcome, because it helps with the algorithm. But I'm well aware of what I'm doing, and it's not a bodge, but you know, how long do you spend on a soffit? It just literally needs to look a bit fresher, and the woman's well aware of that. Just keeps it weatherproof again, doesn't it? For anyone that's watched any of the last sort of 2 or 3 videos, you'll know that I've just been using proper Dulux oil gloss, and you know what, it's so refreshing. Because for the last few years, whenever I get any sort of painting job, I've really been using like water-based, because it's the thing to use, isn't it? You know, it's quick drying and all that. But I'm yet to find one that really convinces me. So using this again, it feels like this is progress. That's weird. Although I'm using something old and tried and tested and, you know, been around for donkey's years, after using water-based for so long, this oil-based feels like progress compared, if you can understand what I mean. It's a far, far superior thing to use. So yeah, I'm just going to run along all these underneaths. Actually, I've only got to do there and then down to that corner, because I've brought it all up from that end the other day, so it doesn't take long. Especially with a brush. I'm on the old brush, you know, I'm on the brush. I haven't got a roller small enough to go in here, so I'm just going to brush it in and get it on. Oh, bollocks on. I'm going to take this head thing off now, because it's getting a bit sweaty. It's getting very sweaty, you'll see. And, that was a bit of a Jimmy Savile there. I'm not allowed to do him anymore. It's getting very, very, very sweaty, you'll see. Soffit board face, your facial soffit, you'll see. Paint that white, that will look nice and shiny. Anyway, enough for Jimmy. I'm going to carry on painting, missing the wire, because that's all live now, because I've had to put the power on for the lights in the house. So make sure I don't touch that with a brush. And that cable is live, so I've got to be careful. So I'm sort of filming myself to make myself aware that I can't touch that cable with this roller, because I'm going to go bang. But also gives me another great excuse for one of my classic impressions, and that would be a bit of the old Paddy McGuinness, no righty, no likey. So Tracy, tell us, why did you switch your lights off? I didn't like him, he had big ears. Never say things like that, did they, on there? What made you switch your light off? I just didn't like him, he had great big ears. Just a second ago, there was a couple of really pretty girls walking down the towpath, and there was a bloke walking this way and the girls walking that way. It's hot, so they obviously had hardly anything on. And I thought, I bet he turns around and has a look at the old backside as they walk past. And he was gone, and then he turned, as he was turning, he saw me looking at him, looking at them. And he didn't. I wanted to give him a thumbs up, just to say, look, don't mind me, mate. But it was funny. So you don't get that in Tales of the Riverbank, you know, Beatrix Potter stuff, do you? Two turned round and said, my God, look at the Harris on that. There's my little repair from earlier, all filled and glossed. It's better, than it? Nice touch, nice touch. There's the front door, coming along nicely. Just have a little touch up tomorrow, take the tape off. And then she's going to have the doorstep tiled, like black and white tiles, I think. That should look quite nice and modern. Right, it's nearly 3 o'clock and I am going home now. I've been out in that sun since 8 o'clock. Well, not even the sun, it's the heat. Been out in that heat since 8 o'clock. And I'm just about knackered now. I've got a little blow-up paddling pool in my garden. But that deep, 2 foot deep, and I'm just going to get in there and just chill out a little bit, really. So had a good day there today and a good day yesterday, and you know, sometimes you need them days which actually breaks the back of the job. You just got to go for it. And obviously putting that tower up and down and moving it in this weather was not good fun. But tower's all packed up and it's in my van now, because it's got to go back Monday, and I daren't leave it behind this house or anywhere around here, because it could easily get poached, couldn't it? So I've got it all in the van, so that's another job done when it's all packed up. So another day tomorrow, I should be out of here. So If you want to join me tomorrow, which will be Sunday, I shall be up early again. 6:15 alarm. Out the door for 7. Back here for 8. Doing some more working. Maybe a few more impressions. Maybe a few silly thoughts from my head. But not a lot of work to show really, because I'm just glossing. So anyway, thanks for staying with me if you have. Really appreciate that. And subscribe if you fancy it. Give it a like if you fancy it. And have a good Saturday evening, everyone. And I'll see you Sunday.